Welcome to That Card Collectors Podcast with your host, Ian Taylor.
funkymusic.com. Hello, everybody. Oh, no, it's playing again. Make it stop. Make it stop. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to That Card Collectors Podcast. My name is Ian Taylor, and I'm here this week with Josh.
What it is.
And Jason.
Hello.
In the house. Apologies from Keith. And Wesley is MIA. So, or MIO should that be, because he's in Ohio. Missing in Ohio. It's that thing. It is now.
That was all right.
That was all right. Yeah, it was not bad off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And I've been drinking. I've been day drinking.
Ooh,
So,
lucky.
yeah. I know. The joys of the local food festival. A pint of, what was it called? Galaxy something, this pint was. And it was brewed locally.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. Big frosty mug.
No, it was a pale ale.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, no, it was a street food festival, so it was a plastic pint glass. But yeah, it was nice. I could have happily stayed and not. What's the Australian expression? Knock the froth off a cold one. Have you heard that expression? Yeah,
a few. I hadn't heard that one.
Haven't you? Yeah. I could quite happily have knocked the froth off a few more cold ones, shall we say. But anyway, your restraint is admirable, gentlemen, given that you're both in Florida where it's hot all the time. So I'm amazed that you're not drinking from dawn to dusk, quite frankly. Anyway, welcome, folks. Thank you for coming back to this second episode of Season 2. I will stop doing this countdown because I eventually will lose count once we get up there.
Right.
But I'm just kind of reminding myself and us, because we haven't released this yet. Wow. Okay. What can I talk about? We're going to get straight into it. You guys certainly you, Jason, have had a bit of fun this week with the new Chrome Marvel Chrome Tops Marvel Chrome, Tops Chrome, whatever order those words go in. Yeah. Make a sentence out of these words.
Yeah.
2015, I think, is somewhere in there. How was it for you, Jason?
It was cool. I wasn't expecting to find because I think I started a week or two ago looking at a couple places to see if they had a blaster of it. And I know Wesley opened up a couple blasters last week on the show. So I found one at Barnes & Noble by itself. They're shiny. It's been a while since I've got Marvel Chrome. Not Marvel Chrome, but Topps Chrome products. But they don't necessarily feel like cards. They're like a real kind of hard, sturdy plastic.
They're very plastic feeling, aren't they?
Yeah, very. Yeah, They're shiny. It's a fun rip. I've seen some people buying blasters for like $50, but they had them at Barnes & Noble after tax was $32. So that's a little more reasonable. Kind of what blasters are kind of creeping toward anyway now, price-wise. So it was fun. I'm not sure I would go after a full set of it. But the art selection for the most part is pretty nice on them. And just, it's got the, I know you can see it in your radio. It's kind of got the kind of name. The name is reminiscent of the 1990
the classic
Marvel
banner.
Universe. Yeah. So that I will say the thing I do like is the yellow lava parallel that's in the blasters. It's a real nice shiny yellow. It's got a nice swirl.
Oh, that
to
is
it.
Nice. That is nice.
Yeah. Except this is Ian's favorite character, Namor.
Fucking Namor.
That's what I said when I pulled it. I'm like, fuck. Because I've been seeing folks pull like a Spider-Man, and I like the Spider-Man art on the card that I've seen. So like, I'll get a Spider-Man or and I get Destiny, who's an X-Men character, and Neymar. So I'm like,
Destiny's cool.
she is cool. And actually, I got
Yeah.
the regular. I got the yellow and the refractor of her, and it's not a bad image. And she's a cool character. So maybe that's the rainbow that I'll chase with it, because if you don't do plates and just stick to base and base parallels, I think there's 18.
Okay.
Not counting plates. I think I looked at the check. So that's
Are there
not
plates
bad.
in this product?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if there's plates.
I don't know if there are. I haven't seen any.
Does
but
Tops do? Does
I haven't
that? That's
seen
the
one.
question. Does Tops do plates? Do they put plates in their products?
That's a very valid question. I'm not sure. Is the answer?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, from my point of view, I'm very much. I mean, I'm not doing Black Cat Top Zero. Famous last words. But or at least not planning to. But yeah, the plates. I'm not sure. Not sure. I think I'm done. This is why it was one of the pleasant experiences with the Cacao Aura set that we were talking about just before we hit record.
Mm-hmm.
So that's obviously an Asian release, and I have gone for that because it's really nice looking cards, and they're very similar to the chrome and the platinum kind of vibe. But it
very much
plates. It didn't have plates. I was like, you know what? It's quite nice to be able to push for a rainbow. It's a challenging rainbow. You know, I've stopped at 15, I think, because the 10s are a bit too spicy, and I'm like, I don't really want to spend that money anymore. Chasing, but I've got a really nice rainbow with some really nice cards, and it looks gorgeous. But I don't have to worry about plates. It's actually quite nice. Don't get me wrong, I love printing plates. You know, I really love printing plates, as you know.
Me
so
too.
You cut me in half. It says printing plate down the middle.
Yeah.
Please don't do the cutting in half thing to find out.
No.
Please. But yeah. I know. I like the look of them. Did you get any of those? I've seen cards that make it look like Wolverine's claws gone through them. They're actually, I believe,
clawed
they're
cards.
actually cut out. Yeah.
No, I did
think
not.
they're in the blasters, are they? I think they're quite limited. I understand.
Yeah, and I think
I
there's
believe they're at a
parallels
20.
of those. Like every subset or insert has like a couple parallels to it.
Okay.
So it's a pretty hefty set. I did get this Iron Man Gold, which is a blaster exclusive, and there's parallels of it. And it's nice. I like the comic panel around it. It's got a little shine in the white line there. This is Tales of Suspense number 48. I can't read that small, but anyway, it's a Silver Age
cover. It looks nice. Yeah.
I'll throw this in the Ian pile because I know you like.
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
I like Iron Man, but this one's not. It's not calling me.
Yeah, I mean the Tales of Suspense covers. Don't forget they weren't, much like the Strange Tales before it flipped to be Doctor Strange 169, which was, that series just renamed effectively, much like this podcast just has done actually.
Right.
So they kept the number and they just changed the name of it. But before then, Iron Man in Tales of Suspense and Doctor Strange in Strange Tales, it was called Strange Tales before Doctor Strange appeared.
Yep.
So, and it was an anthology title. So it was like one of 2 or 3 stories. So a lot of those covers, they might be an important Iron Man issue.
Yes.
But the cover might not have Iron Man on it. It might have some, I don't know, early 60s, late 50s, early 60s horror thing or a fantasy thing. Like Amazing Fantasy was literally an anthology of stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually
just
read
had a bunch.
a facsimile of Amazing Fantasy 15?
I've just read the Spider-Man story. I haven't read the.
But that's the thing. Yeah, the other story, they're interesting. They're very much of their time. But I had a facsimile of Amazing Fantasy 14. I don't know why, but I had that as well, which I think got reprinted because it might have had a thing at the end that said next issue and had a little preview image. So that's why it's kind of considered to be an interesting one. I might have got that wrong. Might have made that up in my head. But for some reason, they did a facsimile at some point in history of, it did sound plausible, but I might be talking shit. I've had a pint, so anything is possible.
Right.
But Amazing Fancy 14, it's got some like creature in a swamp on the front cover. It's like, and I'm not talking Swamp Thing or Man Thing. I'm just,
I've definitely seen that.
Yeah, and it's I mean, they are very like coming from that kind of Pulp Fiction 50s anthology kind of background. A lot of those titles did, and then the superhero kind of stuff started to coalesce. Iron Man popped up.
Yep.
Thor popped up. Doctor Strange popped up, and then once FF4 was a hit, all of a sudden they came front and center, and those titles became those characters. So
Tales of Suspense ended up, it was a shared book. It was like one part of it was Iron Man, the other part was Captain America, and Strange Tales originally was like Doctor Strange and the Human Torch, but then they dropped the Human Torch and it became Nick Fury Shield. So I dig those some of those Strange Tales covers with that feature Nick Fury. Some of them are pretty cool, especially when you get into the Jim Steranko stuff.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Strange Tales. Doctor Strange, I think his first issue, I want to say 101. So Strange Tales had 100 issues of no Doctor Strange and all sorts of other stuff. Because don't forget, Nick Fury predates the Silver Age. Because he's like Captain America. He's like a Second World War kind of propaganda kind of war story character. And I think the Captain America you referred to are reprints. Because of course he didn't come back into the Silver Age until Avengers #4.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's fascinating. I love this. We're getting a slightly, possibly clouded by the mists of memory, potted history of Marvel in the late 50s, early 60s here. It's great. It's the podcast no one signed up for.
I think my first one was Journey into Mystery. I think it was 1979. Oversized with Asgard and the Rainbow Bridge, and it was fighting Hercules.
That's right.
So that was my first book my father ever put in my hand. And
was it one of the? Was it a Treasury edition?
Yes. XL size one. It was
they're beautiful.
Book.
Those
beautiful book. Loved it.
Yeah.
And the sci-fi style of art there was it was a big hit.
Oof.
Big hit.
See, now you're making me want to go and buy stuff.
Right. Yeah. But as far as Chrome goes, I'm with Jason. I like what I saw. I'm probably not. I'm in the same boat as him. I'm probably not going to collect a whole set, maybe. But I'm just pulling a few. The art selection was good. It's not crazy exciting that it's not original art. Because I have so many of these cards already for different sets, and some of them.
You mean the artwork?
Some of them are, yeah. So I mean, to me, it's if I already have that on a card, I'm not going to chase it. At least not with much energy if it's not original art or at least a new image.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, it gives you a chance to I missed out on that Silver Surfer the first time around on getting a couple nice serial numbered ones and. So now with some of these new ones, it's a little bit easier. Get another crack at the apple.
I do like some of the images because they're ones that I haven't seen before on cards or anywhere. Like this Black Widow, that's like an homage to the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man #1. She's crouched down, surrounded in webs. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's the same pose.
Never seen that before.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
I'm sure our Black Widow collectors.
There've been a whole slew of variant covers that have paid homage to the.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Now I love the web refractors, like the web foil. cards.
I've heard a few people say good things about those. Yeah.
The black ones are fantastic, but the red ones are really nice. It's just a beautiful background, killer contrast, especially if the character's like mostly red, like the Carnage, the Scarlet Witch, the Spider-Man card. They look amazing. And yeah, those yellow lavas too are also on point. Those ones look really good.
Yeah,
clean.
It seems like people like the yellow lavas. I like them
a lot. The one I'm not so crazy about is we talked about before, Jason, that green and blue cut down the middle.
Yeah,
you gotta try new stuff, and I get it. I'm all about that. But that was one where you just
green.
You look at the
I've
card.
got this Athena. It's a green and blue, and it's like one half of the card is green, the other half is blue. When you do it in the light, kind of move it back and forth in the light, it does have kind of a cool effect, but just to look at it, it's kind of, I don't know, it's strange. And that's another question is, are these, because I know Topps Chrome has been around a long time, are some of these parallels ones they've used in sports? Like, do they have, is this green and blue been used before somewhere and they're bringing it to Marvel? So, I mean, as we move into Topps with Marvel, some of us may not be as familiar with Topps. So these are questions that are being asked.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
There's a learning
I would
curve,
imagine
becoming familiar with the format.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a sports version of the card with a dual color scheme where it's the center of the card is colored like Lakers. You're gonna have the yellow in the center and then the hollow purple around the border. I remember seeing these before plenty of times, but it wasn't split right down the middle.
Right.
Yeah, it was a little bit different.
Right.
Interesting.
Okay.
Here's a question. Are Topps Chrome sets built to be collected as sets? I know some people do, and they often use blasters to fill out a base set. Because I think the idea with Topps has certainly have form of producing product that's accessible at different vectors, if you like.
Right.
So, for those who set build now, since Fanatics have taken over, I think that might have started to shift a little bit towards the more exclusive stuff, the more kind of, parallel loaded, the much, it's morphing into the structure that we kind of now think of with regards to Chrome, and of course Marvel Platinum had it as well. But it doesn't feel like, and it's quite a big set. In my head, I've got over 100 cards. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah, it's let's see if I still have it.
I think it's 150, but I'm not sure if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's between 150 and 200 for sure for the base set.
So that's a challenge. Okay, Now I can see folks wanting to do that for a Fleer Ultra X-Men, where it's all original art, or most original art sets. We're blessed to have them over 100 cards when they come along. But when they do come along, people go to town. This obviously isn't that, and in the absence of any cards coming forward from Topps that are original art, it's probably going to be this recycled stuff for quite a while.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, it feels like it's more designed for, the character collector or the rainbow builder.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely so. The base set alone is 200 cards.
Jeez.
Wow, that's a lot of binder.
Yeah, but I mean, Marvel Beginnings is a 180 card base set.
Over 3 sets, so it's 180 each. So,
right.
Well, unless you're Marvel Beginnings Volume 2, in which case it stops at 360.
Right.
As a side note, I don't think anyone's actually sat down with the checklist of Beginnings Volume 2 and looked at 2.1 and 2.2 and gone, okay, which characters haven't they done that would have been in Part 3 had Upper Deck not lost the license?
That could be fun to do.
Not expecting an answer
that'd be a
from
good
you.
idea.
I'm just musing out loud that, of course, that set would have been designed and the checklist designed as a 3-part go. So from the beginnings of Volume 1 back in 2011, 2012, there were big characters that didn't pop up until Volume 3.
Right.
It escapes me who they were off the top of my head, but I used to know this. I have a feeling Silver Surfer might have been in Volume 3, for example. Sorry, Part 3. Yeah, interesting.
If they're not doing printing plates,
they're not.
Yeah, then that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because if they're going to need some time to get the original art going to where they can get to that point, then have as much as you can in some of these first Topps Marvel sets. Put preliminaries in there, put printing plates, do everything you can until you get to that point where you've released a few original art, complete, nice sets. That's your groundwork. Like, that's your mainstay. Some of these, it's clearly a character collecting set the way it's set up.
The only thing is, I think we're used to thinking in those terms because Upper Deck have trained us well to think in those terms.
Yeah, very true.
It's no longer an Upper Deck world with regards to Marvel cards. So tops are going to.
It's hard to hear. It's hard.
I know. Tops be topping.
It's hard.
If I'm lucky enough, I'll pick up a blaster when I'm at the National, just to try it. As long as it's not going to cost too much. I think the hobby boxes have gone. I saw some commentary on some of the social media platforms that the best value is the blasters. The hobby boxes, are quite loaded, but the price is more than doubled. And a lot of people kind of suggesting, in their opinions, that it's not a 500 plus set. 500.
No, best I saw
a box set, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I think I saw 450 or 460 yesterday.
Yeah, it's. I think it varies, but I think post 500 is very much. I mean, there's not going to be a short.
Where we're at.
Yeah, there's a lot of this out there. There's a lot of it to come as well. So, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. Well, like I said, I'll give it a go. I'm not expecting anything major. Shall we do a hard swerve? Let's do a hard swerve. Because we're talking
Into
about
the
physical
ditch.
releases. No, we're talking about physical releases. I'm not going to go too deep into it, largely because I've got nothing prepared whatsoever. But Fleer Scooby-Doo has been announced by Upper Deck.
I saw that, yeah.
And it's out as we record. It's out this week. So by the time people hear this, it'll be out. 2nd July, it drops. And yesterday on Friday night, Saturday morning, I went through the checklist a little bit with Amanda, and it just looks nuts, quite frankly. Now, because it's not a Fleer Ultra, because Fleer Ultra Looney Tunes had like metal branded cards, like Marvel Metal from '95, but of all those characters like Foghorn Leghorn, Daffy Duck, Marvin Martian, Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, and it's weird having that format for animated characters. I mean, truly weird. It's real conflicting. It's like, I love the format. I'm not sure I need one of Lola Bunny. I don't know. Lola Bunny's not quite doing it for me, metal or no metal. But this isn't a Fleer Ultra. It's just a Fleer one, so it doesn't have those. But it's got some bonkers Scooby-Doo kind of inserts going on with it. So yeah, anyway, that's about to come. I haven't got anything else to say for it because I'm so unprepared. I don't have the checklist up. I don't have any images to show my colleagues here. Of course, the audience will just have to imagine it. So
I watched your episode and saw y'all going over the checklist, and I agree with you on Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy Doo. What? Yeah, for me, Scooby-Doo jumped the shark when Scrappy-Doo came in.
Yeah.
What say you, Josh?
Oh, no, it's over with Scrappy. That's where it ended. That's where everything went south.
Good.
Yeah. No, it's OG. I'm not. And then that, the movie, and then he had to be he was the antagonist. You know,
I can't.
No.
I can't.
No.
I can't. You know, some things should quit while they're ahead. That's
Yeah.
one of them. That's
Yeah.
one of them. Okay, so that's coming. Have either of you two? I've just got a little bullet point notes here about EPAC, because there's quite a lot going on with EPAC at the moment. Even though we kind of, from the Marvel lens, we weren't really seeing it or paying much attention to it. Obviously, I've talked about Skybox Matrix Weekly ad infinitum with Amanda. So obviously that's rolling on. It's about to hit week 4. As people hear this, it'll probably be on week 6 or something like that, of a 10-week run. So I'm having a ton of fun with that. DC Annuals just hit EPAC, and people are going crazy for that one. I think that's going to really go bonkers. Oh, yeah, you have Dead Man. That's right. But I think when Pack Wars kicks off with that, people are going to go nuts. I mean, I know a few people who are holding off for that. But DC Annual has been quite frisky because people have been pushing for the sketch achievements. And I've seen some like 4-panel sketches.
That are bangers,
That are absolute bell ringers. They really are. And I'm not a multi-panel. Even when I was collecting sketches, I was never a multi-panel sketch fan. I'd rather have it on one piece. But some of these are just phenomenal. I mean, I saw one the other day. Someone, I can't remember who it was now, but they'd made 3 runs at it. So this was the 3rd time they'd gone for the big achievement, and they pulled something with Batman on it. It just looked amazing. It was really good. So I mean, I'm glad people are enjoying it. The one thing I will say that I find interesting, and maybe this will change as more product goes on there, but when you look at the genres on EPAC, you've obviously got hockey, you've got wrestling, you've got entertainment, you've got Marvel. There's no DC one yet.
No,
I know.
Get that in there. They need to get that in there.
I think as they release probably more products, they'll give it its own tab. But right now, it's slotted in entertainment.
Yeah, but no, that's the thing. They have released several products. If you think about it, they did Black Adam,
the movie
weekly set. About 18 months ago. So they've been gradually sneaking in DC products. They did the Superman promo that came out last year.
Yes.
They've got DC Annual. And the other thing is they've just released a Superman. Batman 85th, of course. Is it 85th or 80th? I can't remember.
85th.
There we go. So you've had that. So there's enough for a tab.
Yeah,
the only thing is, if they add it, the site will probably crash for a weekend. Sorry, not sorry. Because it is, but it probably will, because it is a bit funky like that. But they've also got Superman crossover cards, and they're crossing over with racing cars. Now, I genuinely don't get this, because I've no awareness of American racing drivers and stuff like that, and I don't know whether it's NASCAR, whether it's something else. But the description is, it's Superman 2025 23XI X Superman. So I'm not sure if 23XI is like a racing thing. But anyway, whoever 23XI are, they're obviously something to do with cars. And they've done a Superman movie race car. And the driver of that is some guy called Tyler Reddick. And apparently he's quite a big deal. And he's got a Superman helmet. So you've had a release the other day, which was the car, an image of the car. That was earlier this week. And now they've released the second part of it, which is it's card 23XI2. So 23XI1 was the car itself. So card 23XI2 is the driver, Tyler Reddick, standing there holding the helmet. And then you've got parallels, silver parallel, and then you've got a gold autograph parallel as well. And I think it's like you literally buy these, and it's like Unbound used to be, where you got a single card. And then if you got one of the extras, it was a second bonus card you got in the pack. Have you looked at these? Have you seen them?
Yes, I saw it yesterday because I thought the car was it, and then I see the dude there with his helmet.
Yeah, that's the second part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not into that into racing. I am going to go see F1 later today, the movie.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah.
I've heard good things about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to see it in IMAX, which I think is what it was intended for. But yeah, I'm not into the racing so much. So like, I don't know, but that's kind of how EPAC has done their that's how their game dated moments work, where you get the card and you may get a second one as a bonus.
An Unbound style.
Yeah, I've done that. I mean, I got a gold Tiger Woods on a game dated moment a while back. But yeah, I think it's cool that they're doing the DC and trying to get a little bit of crossover with it with the racing, because I mean it is popular. Not with me, but it's popular.
Yeah. And it's a good hook for them to mix over their experience of sports. And what I really like about it is that DC, or it's actually Warner Brothers as well, who own DC, are willing to allow them the latitude to do these crossovers, because we didn't really see it much with Marvel. I think the only occasion I can think of we saw it was with the Funko stuff, kind of late in the Marvel tenure with that.
Right.
So I think it's really interesting that I think we're going to see a lot more of this. The reason I say that is there's another release this week, which is a DC and hockey crossover. So it's hockey players from the draft, and I think they chose the people they thought were going to. Now, I know nothing about hockey. I only know what I'm about to tell you because Amanda told me, because she's you cut Amanda, you bleed hockey. Please, no one go and do that. I need to stop with that metaphor. Clearly, it's not working. It could possibly be seen as threatening or initiating violence, and that's not my. So, as a caveat here, as a legal caveat, I take it back. I take it back.
Right.
Anyway, so I only know this because Amanda told me. But basically, there's a. Sorry, I'm going to click on the all news thing so I can find it in the news thing, because unless I can see it in front of me, I'm not going to know what I'm talking about. Where is it? I'm going to talk about Goodwin's Champions in a minute. Thing is, with their news feed, DCX Fanimation crossover. Have you seen this?
Yeah. Oh, I saw y'all talking about it, and I bought one last night.
Oh, you bought some?
Yeah, just one, just to see, because I'm not major into hockey, but I like the look of it.
Yeah, let me share my screen, and then Josh can see it as well, because it might be the kind of thing that. Here we go. Upper Deck EPAC News. Let's have a look at this. So, yeah, so it's hockey players, but they're done like by original artists in a comic book style by DC.
Oh, this is cool.
It looks. I mean, it looks nice. I'm
playing a little bit of hockey myself. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to want at least a couple of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks cool. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but it looks really good.
So this is actually an idea that they did in minor league hockey a while ago. So in minor league hockey, they had like the Marvel had a deal with the ECHL, the minor league, and so every team got a character. And our Florida Everblades were the Black Panther. Gotcha. So we had a special jersey with the Black Panther logo and the Marvel logos and stuff instead of and so yeah, they've been doing stuff like this now for about 10 years. And this is probably the first time we've seen it on a card set, but it's a cool idea. They've done it football, baseball, basketball, hockey. The basketball ones were a couple years ago, where they had like Jason Tatum was like Green Lantern because of his color. I think it was a deal with DC, as a matter of fact. So you had most of heroes form. Yep. Somebody was Johnny Flame.
This one here is clearly modeled after the Flash for the coloring.
Right.
You know, card number 2. First one could be a Batman related one.
Yeah, that's a Nightwing.
Yeah. The third one's clearly a Green Lantern related one.
Yep.
So I can see it now. Yeah, that's Dark Knight there. That's Batman. Card number 4.
Does it give a team at the bottom? Does it give a team that they're trying to?
No, because they're draft ones.
Okay.
So I think this is, and I think
so it's pre-draft.
Yeah, I think they have to select and get them done pre-draft. and then hope that they're actually the top 5 players or something like that. And I don't think they all were, so I'm not sure they hit on that one. But anyway, pass. What I just said was secondhand news. So anyway, but I just think it's interesting seeing some of the other stuff that's happening over on EPAC at the moment with all this stuff. Look, you can actually build stuff here. Look, you got autograph variants, image variants, stuff like that. It's not something where my money's going to be going. Now I'm sharing screen. Let me just quickly show you the. I've clicked the wrong button there. So this is the Superman 23XI one I was telling you about. The pack looks good. Obviously, doesn't actually exist, but it looks good. But yeah, that's the racing drive one.
Right.
So that's what you get there, and then
that,
part one.
That looks like an on-card auto.
Yeah, I think they are. I think the Fanimation crossover NHL ones were on card as well. So which is cool actually. Not mad about that. I'm scrolling down here, which will be great for our audience. But for those of you watching who are lucky enough, so hopefully we're hoping to release these as videos that people can pay a very small amount per month to be able to watch the video version. So those of you who've done that, first of all, thank you. Second of all, you'll be able to see what I'm describing. Yes, thank you for your service. Much as I want to click on that news story about Matrix, I won't. Like I said, I think that's been covered significantly. I can't find the other Superman one. Look how much new stuff they flood you with new stuff. It's too much.
They do.
Is the card number 1 the card of the car? Is it done in that light blue?
If I can find the bloody thing, I'll show you. But how long have I been scrolling now? I can't find it. It's not there. I'd be quicker at this point to go to Trading Marketplace and just show you the bloody card. So here we go. I just came up to the news story. 17th of June. Here we go. That's it.
Oh man.
I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine having a Hot Wheels of that? Hot Wheels of that would be pretty cool.
Agreed.
But yeah, so if you like your cars, if you like your DC, I think it's if you're a Superman, if you PC Superman, here's a question: if you PC Superman, is that fair game?
Yes, I would say so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a jet ski done in a color scheme just like that.
Oh, he doesn't appear on it though. It's his logo, but he doesn't appear on either card. See, that's the thing. You see, I've grappled with this as a character collector. And my goalpost, I eventually settled to the fact that she has to visually appear in whole or in part. When it's in part, she has to be identifiable as Black Cat from the part that you see. So you can't just have a wisp of hair because it could be anyone. But either on the card front or the card back. But if it was a text only appearance, it's not happening. Now she doesn't really have a logo; she's got a title treatment, so that circumstance hasn't come up. But the Superman logo could be on a hell of a lot of cards, but Superman might not be on there.
Yeah,
so
as far as for
layer to it.
The scheme for the car, their idea is like any imagery on the car going near 200 miles an hour, it has to be logo based. They can't really they were never going to be able to do a portrait of Superman on that car and make it right.
Oh, of course not. Yeah, of course not. No. I'm just thinking if you're a PC of Superman, would it be? I guess it depends on your own. Guardrails for your collection. Yeah.
Right. Well, since he's not on it, I could see, taking a pass and not going after it. But Superman fans, if somebody's really into Superman and excited about Upper Deck having the DC license, they're probably going to go after it. I mean,
I think so.
DC fans.
The logo is iconic.
Yeah, and DC fans are just as passionate, if not more so, than Marvel fans. I mean, so, and especially Superman, who's been around forever. Something like this, I think it's probably not a question, whether they're not, going to get it or not. They'll probably
Or it could
Probably
be
one.
that just the movie
Yeah.
fans go for it.
It's
Because
true.
I can imagine there will be people who don't collect comic Superman, but they collect movie-related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to be
Yeah.
in that latter category, because Superman
Mhm.
I connect to as a movie character.
Mm-hmm.
I've read Superman comics, and by and large, they've bored the shit out of me. I'm not going to lie.
Yep.
I haven't found them that engaging because I think there's a ceiling to how much you can make that character interesting. The one I did enjoy was there's a John Byrne Man of Steel 6 issue back in the day.
Yep, that was one I was going to suggest.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Mhm.
Death of Superman I recently reread, and it didn't hold up at all for me. It was so 90s.
Oh, wow.
It just didn't work for me at all. So I actually had that and The World Without Superman follow-up thing, and I took them to the thrift store charity shop because I only paid a couple of quid for them, used.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, I'll just let some kid enjoy them and discover them. So hopefully that's blown some other 11-year-old boy's mind or girl's mind, and they're really now into comics and Superman. That's the best you can hope for when you take comic books and graphic novels to a charity shop or thrift store, as you can call them over there.
Did you ever open one of those brand new with the packet, everything it came with, the Death of Superman comic? It came with.
I saw them opened. Yeah, I saw them open because you had the black armband, didn't you?
Right.
In it.
The obituary, the piece of newspaper with the Superman's obituary on it, the stamps, the old style stamps for mailing.
It was the whole thing was. It was perfect timing. You had all that 90s excess with gimmicky covers and polybag this and polybag that, and that story.
I love it.
And so it was the epitome of 90s absurdity. I did have a polybagged one in the comic collection I just sold. But there were so many of those made. There's no value to them at all.
Oh yeah,
you can still get them in dollar bins, but they are.
No, it's all about the Superman, the logo bleeding. It's all about that iconic image of the logo bleeding is what it is. That simple, and the image of his tombstone saying, "Here lies our greatest hero."
That's right.
That's the stuff that sticks.
But the other one I've recently read, which I did enjoy, although I have to say I lost the plot halfway through it because it went to Bizarro World characters, and I was just like, "What's going on?" But was All Star Superman.
That was the other one I was going to suggest.
Frank Whiteley. So I enjoyed aspects of that massively, but no, I'm a Superman movie guy, and the original Superman movies. Superman. The first Superman movie was the first superhero movie I was aware of and cognizant of and wanted to see. In the late 70s. I was 6 years old, and I still remember that.
You're going to go see this new one, right?
I will do. Yeah, I'm not.
No.
At the moment, I'm not massively sold on it. Okay, I'm not a dog guy. So you open your first trailer with a dog.
I'm so stoked for Crypto.
And that's the absurdity.
I'm so stoked
but that's
Crypto.
The absurdity of Superman for me. A superpowered fucking dog. I'm sorry. That for me is the Scrappy Doo of the Superman world. And they've put it in
I've
the
gotten
movies.
800. Yep. No, I can understand, but I've gotten so much Superman content in my life through different guys playing it, different styles of movies, Man of Steel, yada, yada, yada. And I just don't want the same thing. I'm not wildly optimistic the movie's going to be that great. I'm not big on the styling, the retro logo, or the new revision of the logo. I could go on and on and on. The Fortress of Solitude looks bad. Those odd bots.
That's from the comic though. He's doing a little bit of a deep dive into the comics, and I'm not sure people that aren't
the aesthetics
are going to how they're going to feel about that.
Right. It's going to have the same feel as the new Fantastic Four movie with that styling that's going to carry you through the whole film and the way they're doing that. And I'm not stoked about the Superman being that way, but I'm a dog lover. I love Crypto. And if you have some of those odd PC like characters that you never get to see decent content on, like good artists aren't knocking Crypto out of the park, but it can be done. And stuff like that. So, this is just my chance to scratch as a childhood, itch. And so I'm excited. The Sonic bark, the whole thing. The laser eyes will do it. Go.
Oh
Sonic
God.
Bark, baby. Buckle those paws down in and make an avalanche. Oof. Yep. You got to eat it up, buddy.
I can't.
So
That's how
for
it goes.
those listening, Ian has his head in his palm, wondering why crypto.
I'm just evaluating my life choices at this point. But the
What is crypto? Where is crypto? Why is crypto?
why is crypto? Fuck.
Yeah.
But I like the Nathan Fillion I'm up for. Ed Garthega, who was in a great show called Startup. Should be good. I don't know the character at all, but he should be good. Yeah, I mean, I'll go and see it. I am excited about Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, annoyingly, I left them in the other room. It's because I was rushing to get back here after my golden pint of ale. But I got a pack of the Fantastic Four promo cards that you got. So, have you heard about these? Yes,
No.
we've heard about these. No, okay,
Yes.
right. So,
I have.
right. So, if you book to see Thunderbolts, remember the fantastic conversation we had about the Thunderbolts.
Yes.
If you book to see Thunderbolts at
movie.
the cinema, at Regal Cinemas, now it's something called 4DX, I believe it is. I'm not sure exactly.
It's the theater with the
exactly.
screens that are on the side of you as well, not just.
Oh,
in
are
front of
they?
you. They're
Right.
on the
Okay.
sides of
You
the
don't
theater.
have them in
all
the
the
UK,
way. The only
so
thing
I
not lit
don't
up
know.
is the back.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Like
Well,
the back of the theater is the only thing that doesn't have images on it. It wraps around
Right.
you.
Wow. Okay. You see, there's me thinking it was one of those ones where if it's like a rain scene, someone's there spraying water at you, and there's wind. You know, it's
That's
one of
what.
those sort of-
That was 4D, like back in Terminator Day at Universal and other stuff. That was what 4D was known as, but now it's like a 3-wall theater.
Right. None of this stuff ever made it to the UK. I think it's just American gimmicky stuff. Anyway, but if you booked, say, a 4DX screening of the Thunderbolts, you would get a pack of Fantastic Four First Steps promo cards. And it's in a kind of paper waxy pack that with a sticky on the back, and it opens up. And I opened them yesterday, and it's rather annoying that I left them in there. So if you want to see them, Friday night, Saturday morning podcast where I open them is available for video, for those who want video. But I'm going to show my erstwhile colleagues here what they look like by the magic of Google Images. So let me go to this one first because you get an idea of them. So you've got the pack, opens up, you get 5 cards in there.
Okay.
Okay.
And their actual photo, kind of photomation, I'd say. Obviously, it's airbrushed to fuck, but it's actually photos of Oscar Isaac as Mr. Fantastic.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. There we go. Did I say Oscar Isaac?
You did.
Dear me, that's like kind of, you know, seeing Lawrence Fishburne and calling him Samuel L. Jackson. That's equally as offensive. So I apologize to the Latino audience and listeners that we might have. Pedro Pascal, who of course I should know because he's the internet's daddy. Then you've got, let me zoom in a bit. You've got Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm, and then Herbie, that robot thing.
Yeah.
So you get 5 cards in the pack, and this is the back of them. And it's kind of a matte. It's the Fantastic Four First Steps logo with the old 60s style Marvel Studios logo. July 24th. Now, July 24th is my birthday, folks.
Nice.
It's my birthday. So who's gonna buy me tickets for my birthday to see this in the UK? I'll tell you the cinema. I'll tell you the time. You go on and buy them. I'm kidding, of course. I'm not seriously panhandling for free cinema tickets.
I was going to say, we got a conversion
that would
thing.
That would be a gross use of
will you be in the States by then, though?
No, I won't. I'll be in the UK. I'm just pissing about, as we say in England. But they're really nice. They're really nice. So the back of it's got that heritage stock matte feel to it.
Okay.
And the front are kind of this semi-gloss, and they're really nice cards.
Yeah, they look good.
And I don't know what all this stuff is. So this is clearly a different country's release version of them. So I think they might pop up in other territories as well. But
Yeah.
even though this language here is possibly like an Eastern European language, the cards are identical. They don't have any foreign language on, so it's not like you're going to have foreign kind of versions of them. But yeah, they look good. They're really nice. And like I
I'm
said,
sure we're gonna find out later on via the storyline. It's gonna make a little more sense why why they're hammering the '60s error so hard.
Well, we already know that they're in a different like the multiverse. They're in a different version of. So they're not in Earth 616, which is the main MCU one, and comics one.
Sure.
They're in another one. So I think the idea is that at as teased by the Thunderbolts end credits sting, spoilers for anyone, that they will bridge over and come into the main Marvel universe from the universe they're in. And that all
my only thing is
the whole Secret Wars thing.
Absolutely, but when you theme a movie this hard around that 60s, whether the movie's actually good or not, some people are going to be turned off by the styling of everything being old school. And like these cards here, I like them. I think they look good, but there are going to be some people that are going to look at that and go, no.
Yeah, but equally there'll be people who've grown fatigued with the Marvel MCU and haven't seen anything in a couple of years, who are like, you know what, this looks really intriguing, I might give that a go. And equally there might be people who really dig that style who have never watched a Marvel movie. So there's kind of risks of every angle with it. The guy who did it directed WandaVision, so I've got really high hopes for it. I'm really high hopes for it. I'm really looking forward to it.
WandaVision was excellent.
Yeah,
was written well.
It looks intriguing. Yeah, so it's that guy, Matt Shank, I think his name is. So yeah, I learned something new from Wesley, missing colleague this week. So we've got a little podcast chat on Messenger, and Wesley sent something through. Now Wesley does a lot of content for the car dealership that he works for. I'm not going to read it out because I'll let him promote it if he feels the need to. But he sent a little video that they did this week about the fact that, because I think you guys have had a really hot week in the States, haven't you? Like a heat dome or something like that, or whatever it's called. Which I don't know how.
Heat dome.
Yeah. Europe's got one going on at the moment. It's boiling here. But if you're in like Spain's like in the hundreds at the moment, Fahrenheit wise, like medical emergency time. It's like mid 40s Celsius. It's crazy. UK is not quite that bad, but it's getting a bit spicy. Anyway, so Wesley sent this video where they did a bit of content, his car dealership, and they introduced me to a phrase I've never heard before. And now, is this before I say what the phrase is this a known thing, a known phrase?
Yes,
very much so.
Yes.
Okay. The expression swamp ass.
Yep, it's a thing.
Yes.
So
very much
for those. Now, I never heard of this. Now, bearing in mind, I don't drive. Okay, I never have. I also don't own a car, and coupled with both of those things, it would therefore be true that I've never driven in a hot climate, or B, America, or C, America when it's a hot climate. Okay. Clearly, this advert was about that. It was talking about air conditioning in the car products that they sell, and it was talking about swamp ass. Now, am I right in thinking that this is when the car is so hot, and the material that the seat is made of makes the male human posterior sweat in a way that you might get discoloration through your clothing and or moisture on your seat from sweating from the anus? Is this a correct interpretation of the phrase swamp ass?
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah. Down here in this area, we've come across this often. Super hot. Your car is super warm, and taking some hot drives, and depending on what material your seats are made of, what color the car is, it happens. But luckily now they have a lot of what we call gooch control. They've got air that blows in through the seats right up the hole. So
What?
it actually combats the swamp ass quite effectively. Yeah. So it'll do heat like all back in the day. You used to get heated seats, but I hit a different button and it blows air through the bottom and through the whole chair and directly up the swamp ass region. Therefore creating a nice little draft there that helps effectively dry the area.
Okay, mind blown. I was today years old when I heard about this. So you can aerate your
Yes.
your sphincter for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, it blows right up there.
And this is a manufacturer added like thing that's a feature of a car that you might buy.
Yes.
Came
What
with
do they
Cadillac.
call it? What do they call it? I mean, what's the polite car dealer name?
Climate controlled seating.
Climate. I thought you were going to say colonic for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, it's like that.
Oh my goodness.
If you sit at the right angle.
Wow. Okay. This is.
But
I've
yeah,
learned something.
Yeah, it's my favorite feature of the car.
And you see this right here. He says, banging the table for emphasis. This right here is why we widened from just mere Marvel, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent the last 5 minutes learning about the phenomenon, swamp ass.
Yep. And I know it gets hot in other parts of the country,
and the body.
And the body. I was surprised that they dealt with it in Ohio. If they don't like swamp ass, don't come to Florida because it's
there are actual
more like
as well,
and there's swamps too. Yeah.
That kind of makes more sense. Kind of
right.
See, swamp ass sounds like, if you were to say that to me, right, I would think that it was something you got from eating undercooked alligator.
Yeah. Okay. So like
where you can't stop going to the
stomach issues.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would think it meant. I think we better wrap up there, guys, for this week.
Yeah.
I think we've peaked. So hopefully next time we'll have Wesley and or Keith back, which would be good. I've deliberately avoided talking about the hot Marvel kind of collecting issue of the week that's just gone, that I'm sure both of you will be aware of. We are not going to be talking about that in the immediate future, simply because it's too much, quite frankly, and you'd need flowcharts and diagrams and shit like that, and a 3-hour-long episode.
Absolutely,
so, everybody just relax and be happy,
mate. It's still, it kind of seems to be tailing off a little bit, but I think it's too soon is the expression, even though I kind of dipped into it a little bit yesterday with Amanda, but I don't feel the need to kind of plow that field. But there will be other exciting things to talk about in the coming weeks, and hopefully some guest action coming up as well. We'll get some guests on here, and we're also, because I'm coming up to the National, we're going to have some interesting breadth of guests happening as well. So Greg Rebel Basscard is definitely going to be coming back on, and I'm hoping that when I'm at the National, I'll be able to talk to some of the guys at Ultra Pro, BCW, PSA, and more, as well as the guys at Upper Deck. So should be some interesting stuff. I'm also going to start talking a bit more about some of the stuff coming out from other manufacturers like Rittenhouse. Very much pop culture stuff. There's some interesting sets coming up from them, and some other IPs.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to talk about. So much so, you know what I considered, and who knows, I might change my mind. It might still be a thing. I almost called us non-sports radio, because there was a sports card radio, but I don't think I'm not sure. I've been told that it's probably not a good thing to echo their brand, because I don't think they're a thing anymore. and I'm not sure they ended on a high. But I quite like the idea of calling it non-sports card radio.
Okay.
I don't know. I was tempted. I was tempted. For a
Sounds
second.
good.
It does, doesn't it? You could have fun with that.
It does.
You could.
But I spent 2 weeks on the logo for this one, so I'm not going to change it now.
No.
Already too vested.
I've put too many hours into it. I can't do anymore.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Jason. Have a sumptuous day. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. You can follow us. You can find us on Instagram. The handle is I haven't set up, but I'm hoping it will be at ThatCC Pod or something along those lines. So this is where I should probably stop talking because I haven't set any of it up yet. But I'm going to get set up this week, and I'm going to switch over all the visuals and give us a new YouTube handle and all that sort of stuff. So I can always tack that on to the end after the end music if I need to. Jason, do you want to sign us off this week? We're going to keep our normal sign off from the days of old. So until next time, folks.
Say no to swamp bass and enjoy collecting.